What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on these recent statements that Ric Bucher made about LeBron James, which again, like I believe that those statements were true, right? But the thing about it is, like, those statements that Ric Bucher made really pissed LeBron James fans off, right? And LeBron James fans are just so passionate about LeBron James. They're saying that Ric Bucher is hating. Ric Bucher, you never liked LeBron James from the jump. And all kinds of crazy stuff like Ric Bucher, you're trying to take a black man down, and so it's like very passionate fan base from LeBron James, not just not just like the ordinary basketball fan, but then you have people like Shannon Sharp, who and what's the other guy, Nick Wright, who really don't like the things that Ric Bucher say about LeBron James, right? And what makes me feel good about the situation is that LeBron James, in my opinion, I think his fan base is small. And the reason why I think his fan base is small and passionate is because most people don't really agree with LeBron, with the way things have been handled as far as LeBron James is concerned. You know, most people side with Ric Bucher. Most people don't side with what's the guy, Nick Wright. They don't side with Shannon Sharp, because and I'm reading through the comments and stuff like that, and I see a few people, like I said, a few passionate people going at Ric Bucher, you know, um, and saying some, I don't know, like some fans, yeah, they just say some outrageous stuff as far as like him being a hater and, like I said, trying to hold people down. But that's a small amount of people, right? A small amount of very passionate people. And so people like Nick Wright, people like Shannon Sharp, in my opinion, like those guys are in the minority. Even within Shannon Sharp's own, like if in his own comment section, you find people, his fans, disagreeing with Shannon Sharp as far as his take on LeBron James, right? And I'm gonna read some of the comments, right? Let me see. Shannon really in his feelings, calm down. Let me see. No wonder Shannon can't be in a relationship. He's already in one with LeBron James, right? Uh, Another fan goes on to say, I wish Shannon would defend me the way, I need somebody to defend me the way Shannon defends uh LeBron James. And so, like I said, and then you're going to get some people in here that agree with Shannon. Uh, Ric Bucher don't know what he's talking about. Ric Bucher is a hater. You got to feel those. But for the most part, man, most of these people agree with what Ric Bucher said. And fans say that you don't have to, just because you disagree with somebody, that don't mean that you are a hater. You just giving your honest opinion. Your honest, you know, the way you honestly feel about a situation. So I can't see how you can have Ric Bucher be a hater and trying to take LeBron James down when he's just being honest about the situation. And whenever Shannon Sharp addresses the statements that Ric Bucher has made, he don't address the statement. He don't come out and prove it as a lie. He just he redirects the conversation to somewhere else. So it's not like you can come on and say, well, oh man, that what Ric Bucher said is not true. It's a lie. He's stating facts. Whereas though people can come out and contradict whatever Shannon Sharp say, but basically, even though Shannon Sharp basically give his opinion, he don't even give stats when he talk about LeBron James, because if he start giving into stats a whole lot, then people can push back on that. So he's just basically giving his opinion, his take on stuff. Right. So Let me see. Let me see. This statement right here says, Shannon Sharp, you defend this man morning, noon, and night. Damn, everybody don't love LeBron James like you do. So Shannon Sharp he's getting more pushback than Ric Bucher. Now Ric Bucher get more passionate, like the more passionate fans go at Ric Bucher. But most of the people level headed, saying that Shannon Sharp defend this guy morning, noon, and night, which is true. You know, oh, this one right here says, too bad LeBron didn't defend Shannon Sharp at all when he was going through his issues last year. So that's one. We all know LeBron was gone, right? Keep bringing up Kobe. Why are you so mad if that's obvious, right? And so yeah, so Shannon Sharp said that the statements that Ric Bucher made was obvious. Like, of course, uh, LeBron James don't have any more leverage, right? But I don't think that was the whole point that Ric Bucher was trying to make, that LeBron don't have any leverage. All basketball players, all great basketball players lose leverage. Like the longer they play, they don't have the leverage because quite naturally, the ability to do the things that they did early in their career, like that, their abilities fade. So you don't have that leverage anymore, right? But the thing that Ric Bucher was trying to say is that LeBron James tried to present himself like he was worth the money that he was asking. Like he still was someone who affected winning like that, and which he didn't. So that's why the Lakers, felt that, it was time to separate themselves from LeBron James. And for that, Ric Bucher is taking he's taking some flack from the fans, but I think that Shannon Sharp is taking more flack from his own fans than Ric Bucher is from LeBron James fan. Shannon Sharp is more, and see, that's why I don't get. I just think it's a play for Shannon Sharp in the media. Like, because sometimes Shannon Sharp, in my opinion, just makes himself look foolish with some of the things he say about LeBron James. I sometimes wonder, like, do you even believe what you're saying about LeBron James? Because if you listen to him talk about other great athletes and the way he hold those guys accountable, he don't hold those other great athletes accountable the same way he hold LeBron James accountable. He more so make excuses for LeBron James than he will like other great athletes, right? So that's how I know that Shannon Sharp is more I think he's more grifting than anything. I don't even think Shannon Sharp believe half of the stuff he's saying about LeBron James. So that's my take on it. I just think that when Ric Bucher, man, when he say things about this, he's going to encounter those very, very passionate LeBron James fans. But for the most part, the most fans not even really, as long as you tell the truth and you give your honest opinion, I think you'll have more credibility. I think Ric Bucher has more credibility when it comes to LeBron James than Shannon Sharp. And Shannon Sharp, I don't know what he's gonna do when LeBron James retire, man, because all that grifting, man, I think is going to backfire on him too. Him and Nick Wright. I just can't wait for LeBron James to retire just so I can see what these, like, how they present LeBron James in talk about his legacy. Check y'all out in the next video. Peace.